All right, today I'm joined by a special guest. His name is Kevin Mayuga. He is a filmmaker, creative, and a lot more that we'll get into. Kevin, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be on my first time I'm guesting on a podcast. This is pretty cool.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I do. I actually wanted to start a podcast with my friend. It's just that we record it and then we get like kind of lazy to edit it.
No, that's a big thing. Like a lot of people want to start podcasts, but like it's the after. You know what I mean? Like it's so fun to record, but it's the after that feels like work. So I get that completely.
Yeah, we have like 10-ish, around 10 episodes unedited.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay. So you will eventually release it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, but it was like a personal, like me and my friend thing. Like, wala lang, we just wanna like listen back to our conversations from before.
What's it about? Like that. What does it center around?
So me and my friend Bea, we have this podcast called the Good Ideas Podcast, where basically we just talk about anything, and then if it's a good conversation or it's a good idea, we just end it with, "Yeah, that's a good idea." and then like it goes around in a circle. Like someone else has to give the next good idea. Like it's so random.
How long are these episodes?
So I don't know because we haven't properly edited one. But what we tried to do was like it's sort of like a mixed DJ set podcast.
Okay.
Because while we're talking, we're also listening to music, and then that kind of brings the conversation. And then in the middle of the conversations, we just like bring in the music for a bit, and then go to the next idea or topic. So that's the vision for it, but I don't know if we've actually executed it properly.
It's all good. I mean, if it doesn't work out, you have so much to work with. You know what I mean? Like you're just doing so much. It was funny because I was going through your portfolio and stuff because I was like wondering, what do I want to talk to him about? Like, what do I really, really want to like discuss here? And then I was just like, I can't pick. I can't pick. There's just so much that you do. And I was just like, is it commercials? Is it short films? Like all of that stuff. But I was looking back because I remember we met during the Nathan Mercury shoot. Remember that?
Yeah, man. That was like a music video shoot that turned into 2 music videos.
Wait, I actually don't know. How did that turn into 2?
I met up with the band. I think the management contacted Twofold, the production house, and then they're my friends Raymond and Gina, and then they asked me if I wanted to do this one. It was supposed to be for Fools first, and then I was listening to it, and then I met up with Nathan and the band in BGP, and then I showed them my idea, my treatment, and then they really liked it. And then somewhere in the middle of it, the next meeting, they said, "Why don't you do the other music video too?" I was like,
"Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I remember now. Yeah. No, I remember. I was with him in one of the meetings. We met up in like Pasig or something, and then we found out that we all live in the South.
Yeah, dude, they're all from the South.
It was so funny. We were just like, "Oh, so where'd you guys come from?" We're like, "Oh, like Alabang area," and you're like, "What?"
I know. I think I bumped into you before in Molito a lot.
Yeah,
I would see
for sure,
a lot in
sure.
Molito.
Yeah. Like I'm almost always in Molito, so I was just like, yeah. I was there during the. Sorry, what?
That's cool. I mean, just like meeting other creatives in the South.
Yeah. It's so funny because we had to meet in the North.
I know.
Before we knew we were all in like the same area that we could have met here, but oh well, it's fine. What do you remember the most from the 2 music video shoots?
I think we shot it in 2 or 3 days, dude. I really liked Fools, and that choir in that chapel that looked like a scene from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like, I really have to give props to my production designer, Mickey Garcia. She really redid the whole chapel. It totally looked barren and
Yeah,
desolate.
dude, it really did.
Like, it was wild. And then That's not even like my most memorable part. The most memorable part was like it was almost like the cutoff time in the priest. I don't know if you know this. I don't think you were there at the shoot.
I
Right?
wasn't there. I wasn't there for Fools.
But dude, the priest outside was furious to what we did to
Oh,
the
I
chapel,
bet.
and it was like, and it
Mm,
was like glowing red. It
right.
was scary.
I understand where he's coming from, but like at the
I
same time, it
know.
was
And I
really
was like, I
nice.
don't know. And dude, he was about to call the cops on us now.
Oh my
As in,
god.
like, that last scene where they're like slow dancing and then it's all red. We had to do that like in like 10-15 minutes or else, and we had to like pack up. And that was the fastest pack up I've ever had in a shoot. Like take down all the props, make it look like
Yeah.
how the chapel used to look like before we totally like wrecked it.
Yeah.
That's that's the most memorable part. Until now, when I have shoots with Mickey, I bring up the we almost got arrested.
What was the priest like saying to you guys? Was he like?
I wasn't
Did
there
he find it
because
disrespectful or like how did he like why did he want to call the cops?
uh I think when we first did an ocular, we were very nice, we were very
Mm.
respectful, so we were able to get it. I just
Yeah.
don't think he knew what we were gonna do with it. What we were gonna do to the
They were like,
church.
oh, like you want like a church, sure.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
He's like, yeah,
And,
okay.
and we were like, yo, Nathan and Mercury, they play in like church bands and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And we were like, we're all from church.
Like, oh, Nathan, worship leader, all that stuff. So he was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, sure, right?
We're wearing like choir outfits. I think we totally duped him. And then like I wasn't there to face him because I was directing, but my
Ah.
location manager, my production designer were like, the priest is mad. He's gonna call the cops.
So what was it like when you guys started like taking it all down?
Yeah, man. Dude, even I was sweeping the floor, man. Like we all had to like get out. I never saw the priest, nah, but I think we were being very apologetic, and
Yeah.
I think we sent him cake or something like that,
Okay.
or banana bread, one of those, like a peace offering, basically.
Right. And I remember because I was there during the rumors shoot, not the full shoot though.
Yeah.
And then during the rumor shoot, it was just a lot of like color background stuff, right? So it's very different
Yeah.
from the full
That
one.
was very different. I think that one was a fun little creative exercise because we were just like, the whole concept of rumors is like you only see a small part of the picture.
Yeah.
That's why we did all those like colored backgrounds, but then close up shots of whatever
Yeah.
the funny instruments they were doing, and then I got to meet all of your friends too. They were,
It's funny because it was like in a house and like we were all friends. So like at the end of the day, we were just like, "Hey, you guys are having a party, okay? Like have fun." And we're like, "All right, yeah, sure."
Yeah.
Like that's already
and,
what we
and
do
then
anyway.
like I know, and in between the rumors shoot, we were shooting the drama scenes for Fools
Right,
in
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the rooms, and like I remember the two leads, they were like fighting.
Yeah.
Elijah, Pao, they were fighting, and like I think I don't know, like neighbors were like thinking there was some sort of drama happening.
Yeah, no, it's
they,
funny
they were
because
fighting for the acting. Yeah.
it was funny because we were downstairs, right? And we knew that you guys were shooting in the room because you guys kind of said like, "Oh, this area, if you guys can like not stay here, like okay, sure, right? Like near the room." So okay, cool. So we're outside, and then suddenly we hear, then we hear like something fall, like a chair or something, and we're like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
like
We
they're
were
fighting."
breaking stuff there, man.
But that
Yes.
was, but I really liked how it ended up in the Fools video.
Yeah. I like how both videos ended up. I can't believe we did that, man. We did 2 music videos in one and then release it at the same
Yeah.
time too. Even till now, it's like wow, that was like a lot of work, but and
Oh, I bet.
and it just shows both the band and the production, the range of artistry to it. Like they look and sound totally different from each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like everything was so different from what like you wouldn't think that they're the same band just based on like
I know.
the surface of it. You know what I mean?
I know that's exactly what I was thinking about when I first listened to it. And I said, they also have to look different.
Yeah. Is that something you did intentionally? Like you're like, it has to look different.
I, it's not something that the first thing that I thought of, it has to look different. I just usually when I approach a music video, I just sort of imagine what visuals comes out, and
Mm.
because it sounds different,
Yeah, yeah.
it totally looked different to me. It totally had a different feel and a different vibe to it. So
Yeah.
it was eventually going to be like different.
What was your favorite shot from Fools?
Dude, I think that very first shot of the hands like
Oh
pulling
yeah, yeah,
over,
yeah. That was good.
and then you see it reveals the choir at the back.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I first listened to Fools, what year did you guys release that?
That was 18.
Dude, my Spotify roundup, my
Yeah.
most listened song was Fools because I kept it on repeat, man. So
Yeah, yeah.
as I kept it on repeat, I that was the very first thing I saw was because the lyrics was reaching my hand out. Hope you would too. I saw already how it was gonna look, and then when I first saw it in the edit, I was like, wow, that's exactly what I saw in my head. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That's
there's some
crazy.
sort of
Yeah.
like fulfilling thing to it, like oh, we actually did it.
Like, hey, it worked out. Like, great.
Yeah, and it looked great. It was even my producer. She was saying how this is exactly how you described it. And I don't know if you know, but like most productions aren't like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Most shoots are never like exactly what you see in your head. So it's like I was quite lucky that I had a whole team to like pull that all together. It's like, oh
Yeah.
wow, it looks great.
It
Yeah.
looked great. Like after that, I was like, ooh, because like I think at that point the song's been out for like a year, right? And then
Yeah.
it had like another like resurgence after the video, and then it had one more after that. Like I don't know, there's something about it. Like once a year, it
Yeah.
blows up for some reason.
Yeah. No, it is a very special song, man. It's like
Yeah,
my number one in 2018.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy music videos more or like film? Like, what do you enjoy the most?
um, I can't really like pick one because I just really enjoy anything audio visual.
Oh, I see.
Um, and it doesn't matter what the medium is. Like it's funny because I did the Cinemalaya run, and then like a lot of the filmmakers are like, I've been watching movies since I was a kid, and
Right.
like
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I can't say that about myself. I mean, like I don't know. I'm just like obsessed with like all the audiovisual stuff, and
Yeah.
music videos was the most obvious thing
Yeah.
that there's a sort of synesthesia to it for me. Not every song, like, but when I hear a song and I close my eyes and I really let it simmer in, I start to see a scene already, or I start
Yeah.
to see a music video, and it sucks when it's a song that I love and I finally see the music video and I don't like it, so it kind of ruins the
Ah,
story. I
okay,
don't know if
okay.
that's like it's you have a specific vibe already for a song, and it comes out in a music video. It's a totally different vibe or feel. It's like,
Yeah.
this is not what I imagined. So, that's the thing that happens to me, and I think music videos was just like an easy thing, and short films. Man, I only started getting into it um, the past few years, and
Mm.
I think it's a bit of like it's more of a challenge because you're really trying to tell a story or trying to say something
Right.
or trying to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
reaction. And you're not relying on music. You're not relying on the
Yeah.
band too much. So
You're not like
yeah, man, it's
supplementing something that
totally
already
different.
exists. You're doing it on your
Yeah, I
own.
actually
Yeah.
miss making music videos, man. My last one was Nathan and Mercury.
Oh, really?
I'm supposed to make. Yeah, I think so. Or I think I had another one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm planning to make one soon again for my brother. He's like a SoundCloud rapper.
Okay. All right. Start from somewhere again. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna go for it and just like have fun with it.
Yeah. But how did it all start? Your, like, because you said it's not like you watched all these movies and did all these things. Like, where did that fascination for audiovisual come from?
Um, my parents were DJs when I was younger. Not
Oh,
like the DJ
like
music DJ.
radio DJs.
Like radio.
Yeah.
My dad was 99.5. My mom was a newscaster. They actually met there.
Oh, okay.
And then and so like growing up in the 90s or something, like I would always have the radio on in the car
Oh, I
and
see.
listening to my
Yeah.
dad. And so it's not even like live radio. He would tape himself,
Oh,
and then he would play it over. I guess that's how they practice. They would listen to themselves over
right.
and over again.
Yeah,
And what's funny is like he would play music, and then he would like live announce it in the car. Until now, he does that. Like
yeah.
until now, he's like
Yeah.
top of the hour, 99.5. Then it's like he would mention me, and he mentioned that
Yeah.
I can't do that, but
Yeah.
so there was always music, and I guess because the nature of their job, they're like radio DJs and hosts. They would come home late, and they would always be at these parties, and I'm like this kid, this grade school kid, dragged into a party, like my parents' party.
Yeah.
And then I guess the visuals came in, and like when I would like drive home and I'm asleep and all the music is just playing, and you kind of just like have a soundtrack for your dreams. I like if I really trace back all the way there, I think that's where it would start, and from there I just it just when it was just a natural inclination for me to go doing music. I was in a band in college.
Oh, okay.
We even went to Singapore.
What did you play?
I played the bass.
Oh, nice. Same.
I
I
actually
played the bass
played a lot.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually played a lot in church, man. I was
Oh, okay.
I was a church kid,
Yeah.
so I played all those instruments for Hillsong and stuff like that. And then like at the same time, I didn't realize I was also like getting into visuals, like taking photography or like videos, and it was just a natural thing. Like there's this nice music, there's this cool looking thing. Let's just put it together.
Right.
and then
So that's
I
why you
guess,
had a fascination with music as well, right?
yeah, definitely. I feel like the audio visual or anything that's cool, moving pictures with like good music.
Yeah.
I super love until now. I don't know. I think a lot of people connect to that.
Yeah. When did you start like recording stuff? Like,
Recording stuff.
yeah, did you like get a camera and like just start shooting people? Like, where did that come from?
So
You're more
because I
directing
grew up
side. Yeah.
because I grew up in church and everything, I would be playing the instruments there, but I would also like my friends also had like DSLRs, and DSLRs were like a new thing that
Yeah.
I was just
You're
like,
cool.
can I
Yeah,
borrow
you're
your
cool.
camera?
Yeah, you're like, whoa, professional.
know. And I would take pictures and videos, and they started becoming like music videos of prayer meetings or something.
Okay. So kind of started
it just
there.
it just started from there, and I was like, I thought I was doing it for fun, doing it for the love of it, and then when it was time to go to college, I decided to go to take communications because that's where I felt like
Yeah.
I wanted to do, and communications is broad, man. Like
It is very broad. It's very, very broad.
it's so broad, but I ended up picking advertising and production.
Oh, okay.
I had to like juggle them because I still couldn't pick. Even after I graduated, I still couldn't pick.
Right. But
Yeah.
you do both now, so like you seem fine.
Yeah, and that's what's funny because I thought it was such a big dilemma before when I realized I can totally just like do both at the same time. It's not like one or the other. It's more like they connect in so many different ways. Both like either doing music or directing. Now I don't play an instrument anymore, but I got into DJing a few
Oh yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. I've seen your Instagram.
Yeah. We'd invite you guys to our parties. So that was fun. I mean, we just like make whatever visuals to go with.
What was the first music video you made?
Oh wow. For like a band, I don't know if you know this band called Moonwalk. They're also from the south.
No.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
Moonwalk. They're like an
Yeah.
electro pop
Yeah,
duo.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think I had just left my advertising job as a copywriter,
Mm.
and then I just came back from a soul searching from the states because I got so like jaded.
Oh yeah,
I
for
got
sure.
back and I'm like, okay, if I wanna be a director, what are the stuff that I want to be making, like music
Mm.
videos and stuff? Might as well get started. So like my friend Gabby, who is part of the band, and Nick, who's the other part of the duo, I just approached them and said, I really like this song
Mm.
specifically. Like I could see it. I can see the colors in my head.
Yeah.
Can I tell it to you? And will are you game to shoot it? So I told them that this is what I want. It's just I'm gonna like throw powder and like flowers and like confetti at people. It was quite simple actually, but then it was like I could really see it, and all we needed to do was like put it all together, and then yeah, so that was like my first legit music video that was released. And it had like a whole um, launch and everything. So
Yeah.
that was I think that was 2016 or 15, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
were
was
done with
fairly.
college already by this point, right? Like you were
Yeah,
after
yeah, yeah,
working and all
yeah,
that stuff. Okay.
yeah. I was done. I was done with college. I started off like doing 5 years in advertising as a writer, and then even then I was like I just was just shooting church
Right.
stuff, and then when I got out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go full in and just shoot whatever.
Right. Now, I find that really interesting because, like, I feel like a lot of us, not everybody, right? But like, there's a big chunk of us that like a lot of practice was done in church. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
like so many of us, like, not even kidding. So whether it's photography, writing, like, just so many, even for me, like in speaking, I learned a lot serving. I learned a lot there in that side of it, and I actually didn't know that about you, that you volunteered a lot.
yeah, man. I was really active with the youth ministry in our church in the south in St.
Yeah.
James actually in Malabang, and then and you're right. Like a lot of we put up like a creatives ministry. And
Okay.
then until now, we're all still like my closest friends, and we're all still like doing creative stuff.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of that is rooted from church.
Yeah.
I really believe in like sharing the talents and using the gifts
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I guess that's where I sort of grew. Even now, I'm not so active in the church.
Yeah.
Not super connected with them anymore. I can't deny the fact that that's where like I really developed stuff.
Oh yeah.
I sort of figured out who I am or what I like or who my
Yeah.
friends are. Even as it changed over the years, a lot of it's rooted from there.
Right. And it happens. People fade away. People move on. It's just part of it. But like, it's so interesting because, so you developed everything there, right? Like, let's say your basics, like your foundation or your skeletal, whatever. Where did you develop this knack for directing and filmmaking? Was it just doing stuff?
Yeah, man. I don't know what else to tell you. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to go
Yeah.
to school. I was actually accepted in a film school in Australia. I was trying to, and I just backed out last minute. I don't know if I
Okay.
got scared or whatever. But like I even was applying to a bunch of schools in the States. Then I realized, rather than waste money going back to school again, I think I'm gonna learn more, by actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
Use this money to actually just make stuff
Right.
my own.
Yeah.
And because at that time, um, I the developing my skills. Like while I was in advertising as a writer, I was already watching a lot of these commercial directors. I was like the annoying creative, like asking all these questions.
Yeah.
Like right was our director, what's this? How do you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. I was so annoying,
Yeah.
probably. And then, but that's how I learned the commercial side of it. And then, but on the side, I would be shooting already like short films or music videos for church.
Right.
I mean, yeah, with just a DSLR and some friends. And I don't know if you watched like a lot of those Hillsong videos back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
This is like director. His name's Salomon Lichtelm, and then he was like my super idol at that
Okay,
time.
okay.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if you reach that part of like the Hillsong videos where it's so artsy. Like I don't understand anymore what you guys are saying. But this is like
No, I get it.
it's
I get
so
it. I get
cool
it. No, I
though.
remember. I remember that. Was it like the more
Yeah.
controversial ones?
Yeah, I think those are the ones. But yeah, it was just like so artsy. I
Yeah.
wanted to
No.
go to
Yeah. Yeah.
Hillsong
No. I get
for
it. I
like
get it.
I wanted to go to Hillsong for like film and TV. I think that's what Hannah Pangilinan did.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Um,
I'm
but
not sure
yeah,
of the course, but she's there. Yeah, doing something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do, and then I realized, no, I'm just gonna do it. I don't
Yeah.
have the money or like the guts to ask my parents for more tuition.
Yeah. No, I get it. And you're like almost mid-20s and all that stuff, right? I'm assuming.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, don't want to ask them anymore. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Where are you now? Like, in terms of music video shoots or in terms of shoots in general? Like, do you still have a day job, or is this where you rely on your income now?
Yeah, so I'm a freelance director. It's very loose. So
Mm.
sometimes I'm directing a commercial
Mm.
because I went to Globe Studios for a while, for
Right.
like a good year. Made some good connections and some work there. So I direct a bunch of commercials that are connected to Globe. That's how I met Janina
Okay.
because
Yeah.
she's an ambassador there, and then because I'm freelance, I get to sort of decide what project I work on
Mm.
if I want to bid on it and win it. And yeah, man. Sometimes I just think I for the year I just want to do a short film and a music video. That's
Mm.
like that's the goal. And then the commercials are the ones are like the main sort of source of income.
Right. Okay.
And
That makes
sometimes
sense.
they're like big digital commercials.
Right.
Sometimes they're like live shows
Mm.
because we're in a pandemic now. Like I just shot this last thing for Globe. It's a live concert, dude. So for like 0917 Music Fest or
Okay.
something.
Okay. Okay.
No, yeah, I don't think your listeners will know, but it's supposed to be live. Anyway. It's gonna come out this Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, by
Okay.
then it's come out. But yeah, it was cool, man, because there was like on a big stage and all those concert lights, and I had
Mm.
like 4 cameras moving around all these
Yeah.
bands, and I'm like, this feels like I'm directing a concert, you know.
Oh, that's fun though.
It's so fun. It was
Yeah.
like, and I'm like shouting over the comms, the mics for the camera operators because they couldn't hear me anymore because it was so loud. Yeah, but it was pretty fun.
No, I
So
remember.
yeah,
Yeah. So go on. Go on.
no, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, as a
Mm.
director, like more of the commercial stuff, but I do a lot of these passion projects like music videos and short films and whatever audiovisual stuff I can come up with or feel
Right.
like doing.
I'm curious because like I saw you did a music video recently. I think that was with Liza. Am I right about that?
Liza. Liza
Or
Soberano. Oh,
yeah. Am I right?
that was a commercial for Samsung.
How was that?
Always, yeah, man. What can I say? Like, Liza's really nice. Can't say the same for like my experience with the client. Some clients are like hard to work with.
Mm.
They weren't the hardest to work with, but you know the Samsung board because it's very a
Mm.
tech-ish product and it
Yeah.
had to show so many features and stuff.
Oh right.
It was
Yeah.
quite challenging, man. It had a lot of graphic effects and everything.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing I had a great team to work with me, man. It's never just the director, dude. It's even I'm like, wow, we did that.
No, 'cause I saw the video and I was really impressed. I was like, oh, like,
Yeah.
Kevin did this? Cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I just like, okay, let's shoot it. I want it to look like this. Can we do this? And then it's basically like that. And then like your team and you try to do your best to sort of make it come to life.
Right. How do you translate that? Do you just like draw it or like?
So I mean, usually for commercials, it comes with a storyboard now with an agency and
Okay.
everything. But
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, man, I just storyboard some stuff, and my drawings suck. My drawings are like stick
Yeah.
figures, and I'm like, I go to the storyboard artist and I have to be on the call with them, and I show them the drawings. Sorry, I have to explain to you what my stick figures are trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
bet.
pretty much it. Like, it starts with drawing it, like all the commercial stuff, the
Yeah.
whole process of it.
What was your year like in Globe?
Sorry.
What was the year in Globe like?
Um, Going into Globe, it was really nice because I felt like I was going into a production house with great people. My mentor and actually film teacher from college before, Cor Canaris, was the one heading it.
Oh,
So I mean, I just applied for it,
yeah.
but I went in there wanting to make movies or wanting to get into
Right.
film. But I ended up doing a lot more of the commercial short
Mm.
forms, which I understand because advertising was my background, and that's what I
Yeah.
was good at. But at the same time, I was still trying to branch out with the film. I was still trying to figure out how do you write a script or tell a story and all that
Right.
stuff. But it was a good year, man. I mean, I was able to do all these things, even like small shoots, like live video shoots,
Mm.
like with Janina Vela.
Right.
We shot a bunch of like live stuff and all these things that I didn't realize would come in handy in the
Mm.
future when everything is live, when everything has to be
Right.
online.
Right.
I was like, oh, maybe that's why. That's why I was doing that stuff. Because now,
Yeah.
like, a lot of the income's coming from there. So I was like, this is pretty. I get it. It's not my.
Right.
It's not my thing. It's not my jam. But it's like it's the bread and butter.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, like, I think all of us have that. If you're a creative, you kind of like if you're kind of a mature creative, you kind of know that your bread and butter won't always be what you enjoy the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that
yeah.
doesn't stop you also from doing what you enjoy and making some money on the side. We'll take a quick break and then I'll ask you about your newest film. If you need any equipment for your podcast or for your live stream, do check out Wavecast Equipment PH on Facebook or at Wavecast PH on Instagram, WAVECAST PH. If you use the code word STRIPE, you get 5% off for your first purchase. Anything, go for it. So message them, DM them, Wavecast Equipment PH on Facebook and at Wavecast PH on Instagram for podcast and live streaming equipment. So go check that out. All right, we're back. I want to ask you about your newest film. It's called Ate OG. And before I went,
Yeah.
before I talked to you, I was going through like your feed, right? Because like a bunch of people have interviewed you about this and all that stuff. And I watched it also. So I was like, how do I explain this without spoiling anything, right? And I don't know how. So how would you describe the film to somebody who hasn't seen it yet?
So it's about an aging house helper going through depression and quarantine with her two teenage uh, alagas,
Yeah.
two teenagers who seem to be like putting out the stress on her,
Yeah.
that pushes her into an unexpected, uplifting experience.
I don't want to say too much, but I would just say like I did not expect that. So when that happened, I was just like, oh, that good for you, Ate. Good for you.
Yeah, there's some sort of catharsis to it. Like,
Where did the
okay,
inspiration come from?
release. I was going through some like pandemic anxiety and depression. Everyone goes through it. I mean, I can't say I'm clinically like diagnosed that
Yeah.
way. So I mean, I don't really say I'm bipolar or whatever because I don't know.
Yeah.
But everyone was going through all this like deep sadness and anxiety, and the thing that I was really feeling was this, what I call the guilt of privilege, where
Mm.
everyone outside, um, even like the poorer communities, were like having such a hard time and like dying and like couldn't even find food or work. And then I'm here at my home, safe with my family, and
Yeah.
then like I'm comfortable and I have a yaya to make Milo and stuff. I mean, I didn't ask her to make my Milo, but you get it. Like we
Yeah.
were comfortable, and I'm like, and I look at my yaya, and I'm like, at the like, how's your family? How's
Mm.
everything? And they don't want to go home. They just wanted to be with their family. They want to
Yeah.
take care of them. So I felt this sense sort of guilt. Parang I was awakened to some sort of like class differences or
Yeah.
like the class struggles, and I'm like, oh, so I sort of felt guilty in that sense,
Yeah.
and I guess my film was in a way working out that guilt, or working out how to bridge one one person to the other. It's
Yeah.
funny because we live in the same house, but there's this thin line
Right.
that
Yeah.
that doesn't get crossed. And to me, it's the whole class struggle is like a deeper, more systematic problem.
Mm.
I don't think I would have I could have solved it in my film, but at least I wanted to make that sort of bridge, or that
Yeah.
closing the gap at the end of it. So
Yeah.
that's that's where that came.
No, but when I first started the film, right? So I was watching it, and it starts off with, um, I would say that like the kids, they're going through all this stuff and all that, and then you have the maid still helping out and doing all this stuff, and you see how she's poorly treated and all of that, and like so as I was watching it, I remember I was just like, because I had maids growing up also, right? So like I remember I was watching it and I was just like, gosh, I hope I'm not that.
Right?
I mean, I can't say that I have been like this nice person all the time. No, sure, I'm sure that I've had lapses
Yeah.
every now and then. But then I'm just like, God, I hope I'm not that.
Yeah, I know, man. I feel like my sister Kara, she played it so well.
Oh, that's your
She's
sister.
really
Okay.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Those are my sisters and brothers, and that's my yaya. It's like
Oh,
a
okay.
meet like a
Oh,
that's just
okay.
at home. That's like at the height of the pandemic.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that
I
was
didn't know
like
that.
that was
Okay.
last year.
I was wondering. I
I
was like, where did they film this? It looks like cool. Like,
That's my
alright.
house, man. That's me, my house. Whoever was available, whatever gear I had, that was all. That was
Right.
like PZQ season one, man. Like
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
so yeah, Kaya played it so well. That annoying sister,
Yeah.
uh, and I feel like she got a lot of hate because her
Oh,
acting was so good.
yeah.
Because her acting was so
No,
good.
but yeah, exactly. Like, the acting was good.
Yeah, but I feel like if people got annoyed at her, maybe there's also something they're annoyed at themselves.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you said. It kind of made you conscious. Was I like that?
Yeah. No, which is a
And
good thing, right? Because it made me
yeah,
like self-check. I was just like, gosh, like I hate her. Not your sister, but
yeah,
like who she played.
yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
even like her comments, I was just like, oh my gosh. Because like, and I know that you base this on reality because there were some things that was said that sounds familiar in I think a lot of our homes, right? If you grew up in that setting, it sounds like like your Milos or your pancit canton or where's my pants or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, like we have these like requests
It's
and
real. It's
it's real.
real.
It's really
It's probably not as like maybe for some households it's that aggressive, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
become a norm.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if some are like that, but
I'm
okay,
sure. I'm
mine's not
sure.
like that, so
Yeah.
we need to clear that up. That was just all.
No, no, as I was watching it, I was thinking, I'm sure this is real, and it's not that far away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was like, I know that
definitely.
I can't say like, oh, my village, nobody's like that because I don't know. You know what I mean?
I know.
All I know is my house. All I know is my siblings, and like even with them, I try as much as possible that they don't have this kind of attitude. You know what I mean? Because I am the oldest, but still, you know what I mean. As I was watching it, I had like a heavy heart. at the start. I was just like, gosh, like to put it in her perspective, I feel like was so powerful because it's a
Yeah,
perspective that we don't get to see often.
exactly. I felt like I needed to give her and mates kasambahays in the lockdown their voice
Mm,
in a sense.
yeah.
You don't usually hear it or even listen to it.
Mm.
Um, and in media, there's usually just like the annoying maid or something like that, or
Right.
like the submissive maid even.
Yeah.
But I, I, I don't know if it, I don't know if it came across to a lot of people, but I really want to show her slight depression without really
Yeah.
saying it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I
that's
saw it. I saw it. Like even like her
yeah,
just like listening to music and then
yeah,
suddenly there's another request that comes in that's rude and like you know what I mean. She's trying. That's what I saw at least. Like she was trying to like hold herself in or trying to like hold herself up during all of that. I was just like, oh gosh. Like that
yeah,
made me think. That
exactly.
made me think.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you had that hit you because a lot of people like on Letterboxd and online. I like getting mad at me for the pancit canton scene. I feel like that's the controversial part. I
Wait,
don't.
why?
It's not even like because of the way she cooked the pancit canton. She just put
Oh, okay, okay.
the pot in water and then like she threw it in and then she didn't care. And everyone like is like, is that really how you guys make pancit canton? Like,
That's the issue. That's what's
that's
kind of
the
weird.
issue. That's the controversy. It's not. It wasn't even what they did at the
Yeah.
end. It's
No, okay.
it's how they made the
I'll
pancit.
I'll admit I kind of felt that way with Milo.
Yeah,
Because
right,
in my head, you put the Milo first and then water.
right, right.
But
See, so
that just
he was
shows like how my brain like how I can be
no, but it's
I'm part
true.
of that.
It also shows like how she just didn't care anymore.
Oh yeah.
She just was just so depressed that she just threw it in. I
Yeah.
even had a take where while she was opening the pancit canton and throwing it in, she would throw the plastic in, and I realized no, this is too ugly to look
Yeah.
at. But
That's a bit too much. Like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
What
there
was
were
it
some
like?
parts. Back.
What is it like
Sorry,
filming
yeah.
that? Like like the day when you filmed it. Did you film it over a day or like several
No,
days?
I challenged myself. I shot it in August,
Mm,
2020. I challenged myself to make a film in 1 month.
okay.
Or actually, that was 3 weeks. So I wrote it for a good week. I tested stuff like my cameras and borrowed people's lenses like a few days. Then I shot it for like over a course of 4 days.
Mm,
It
okay.
was it was hard, man, because these aren't real actors. They have their own
Right.
schedules. The house itself has its own sort of schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
I had to wake up early to catch when our Atom really wasn't doing anything,
Mm,
or not during lunchtime when she has
right.
to cook
Right.
or stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even like my brother and my sister, they had their own like they really did have yoga class. They really did have
Yeah.
like classes to go to.
Right.
So it was okay. I mean, it was nice because I was just at home, but I was so exhausted, just like any other shoot, because I was constantly thinking for like a whole month. That was the only thing that was taking up my headspace,
Yeah.
and I was like, I was shooting and I was dreaming about it, stuff like that. So I really went deep into it.
How did your ate feel about it?
Which one? The whole film or
The whole
like
film.
the device? It's, so I can really when I wrote it and then I when I first sat down with her, I asked her about her whole life story, and she ended up talking to me for a whole 4 hours and crying to
Wow.
me, man.
Yeah.
It felt like a different movie to man. It was like a different. Her
Mm,
whole life is a different movie.
right.
So when I finally made that connection with her, I felt like it was much easier to tell her about the story,
Mm,
and even direct her later on. And she was pretty much G, dude. She was like, yeah, let's do it.
yeah.
Like, because I also told her that I would pay her. Of
Okay.
course,
Yeah.
of course, I had to pay her. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
she was like the main talent, and she was like the highest paid in my
Yeah.
low budget short
right.
film.
Right.
And then shooting it, she at first, she's a non-actor. It took a while for her to get used to, like, okay, the blocking. When
Mm,
I say action, you move from here to here. When I say
yeah.
go, you say this line, and don't go back again. Stuff like that. It
Yeah.
took her a while. Then one of the takes, she was like, ang hirap pala maging artista, paulit-ulit lang ginagawa. I was like, yeah, mas mahirap maging artista. And
Right.
then when she first when I first previewed it to my family, my siblings, and she first saw it, um, I don't think she realized what it would come out to be
Mm, yeah.
like a film talaga. At the end, when she saw her name, the starring Mary Kahilig, she started to cry,
Oh,
and
yeah.
because she really missed her family.
Right.
And the money that I paid her to do that, she used to go back home.
Oh, that's
So
nice. Yeah. That's
yeah,
nice.
so at least that was a good thing. And until now, like a year later, I said, "Wow, ate nakasinimalaya tayo." Like, and everything. At least she's pretty happy about it.
Oh, that's nice. I was wondering, I was like, I remember I was watching it and I was just like, I wonder where he casted her. Because, like, she's perfect for it. In my head, like, literally, I was like, she's perfect for this role.
Dude, it's not weird. She's like weirdly photogenic in her character.
Yeah, she is.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
wow, and
So I was
her
like, huh.
facial expression. And
I was
it's
impressed
it's
by it.
very
Yeah.
in her facial expressions and her nuances. I constantly had to remind her it's not like so opera or
Right.
Jollibee acting.
Yeah.
You have to like really be a lot more subtle to it.
Yeah.
And then she did it. I was like, wow, you did it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was wondering. I was like, where did you cast her? Because, well, number one, the pandemic, sure. But, like, she just suited it perfectly. So now I get it now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she was actually casted for more films. I might just cast her again.
Nice. Yeah.
Shit.
And then she'll be more of an artista.
Yeah. I told her she's gonna get discovered now because it was a natural talent. That was
Yeah.
weird.
That's good. Good for her. All right, we'll take another quick break and then we'll go to the speed round. So this is the part of podcasts that people usually have an ad, but we don't have ads yet. So go check us out on Instagram and Facebook. That is at White Stripe PH on Instagram and White Stripe Podcast on Facebook. Go check us out. And if you are listening on Spotify, hit follow. If you're listening on YouTube, please hit subscribe. Again, hit subscribe, hit follow, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And follow me on Twitter at Trey. So for the speed round, answer as honestly as you can. And if you have a story attached to your answer, go for it. So we're going to start off easy. What's in your
All right.
Spotify playlist right now?
My last liked song is Gwen Stefani, "Luxurious."
Why?
Only because I know, right? It's so random. No, I heard it on a TikTok, and I'm like,
Okay.
"What is that song?" And then
Yeah.
like I looked for it, and it's like, "Wow, this was released before." And I was in like high school, college,
Yeah.
but it's still like hits. Like that's
I haven't
weird.
heard
No,
that
but
song in years, but okay, yeah.
I know, right? But like, it's like this song sounds so. That is the story. I have nothing to say about my music taste right now.
What are you streaming now?
What am I streaming now? I'm watching HBO's Succession.
Okay.
I'm actually just finishing it. I'm not sure if you've checked that out, but
I haven't
it's
seen
pretty
it.
good. Yeah. It's I remember you saying you like ensemble.
Yeah.
Ensemble shows. This is a rich family in New York.
Oh, nice. All right.
Very corporate and stuff, and
Oh,
they're kind of
good.
like just like mean to each other. But it's funny. Just like that's
Yeah.
pretty much it. All right.
If you could meet one director, who would it be? Or filmmaker?
I think it would be Edgar Wright.
Okay.
He directed Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay.
I feel like he's one of the most stylistic directors that really woke me up and said, "Hey man, I want to make a film now. I want to make a movie now. This is so cool.
Right.
Like I just want to make cool stuff."
What do you do for fun?
Right now, I'm really into film photography. Shooting 35 mil film on like these
Hmm.
old
Okay.
vintage cameras. I
Yeah.
recently bought a camera like that's older than my parents. It's kind of wild.
Jeez.
It's like, and it still works. It's
Nice.
something so satisfying about it. Like you shoot and then you don't see it for like 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and then when you come back, it's like magic.
What's something that people don't know about you?
It's hard. A lot of things. I don't know, man. Like in general, people don't
Yeah.
know in general. I think a lot of the people, the friends, like I know now, don't know that I grew up like a church kid,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny because my close friends all know, of course, they're all from church and everything. But the people I work with, uh, yeah, like I don't know if I don't seem like it. I think I do. I don't know.
No, if you mention it, I can see it, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's not something I assume. If that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there. See?
Okay. What's something that you miss from pre-pandemic that's shallow? Like you just like something like it doesn't. It's not a huge change in your life, but you miss it and it's shallow. What do you miss?
Oh man. The first thing that pops in my head isn't shallow. It's like
Okay.
it's like randomly calling up a friend and saying, "What are you doing?
Oh,
Let's
I miss
go."
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I really miss that.
Where are you? Let's go. Like
Oh,
just
I miss
driving around
that.
the
Yeah.
Labak. Like,
Yeah,
or Friday. Your stories are like, when is Friday's gonna feel like
yeah.
Fridays again? Fridays to me was like, where are you guys at?
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go.
You're right. At like 2, 3 p.m., what are you guys doing tonight? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what's the
Uh,
gimmick? Where are we hanging out?
I
I still
honestly
miss
really miss
that.
that. Because now
I
it's like,
took that for granted.
I did as well. Like now it's like you have to plan things. Like, hey guys, on October
Yeah,
14, if you're free and comfortable
exactly.
with coming,
If you're comfortable.
if we're gonna go here. It's open. You know what I mean? You have a whole script. It's open space. It's all that stuff,
You
and
know,
it's
we're
crazy.
all
It's
like
crazy.
tested.
We're all tested. We're negative. Blah blah blah. Already recovered. She'll be fine. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
different
yeah.
now. Are you? Do you play any sports?
Yeah, I was also in varsity a lot in college and
Oh,
in high school, and just like the stuff that I do, I just like jump from one
you
sport to
seem like
the
a
other.
really well-rounded youth person.
I think I just did whatever I wanted to do, man. I just went for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I'm into now is cycling. I don't know if it's
Okay.
a
Yeah.
sport
No. Yeah.
because
I've seen you. Yeah.
I I just need to get out of the house, man. Like
Right.
it's more like a mental health
Yeah. Yeah.
thing for me. Like if I get stuck in the four walls of my room, I'm like I'm gonna keep spiraling. I need to
Right.
like bike out, and then I end up biking all the way to the beach.
Which is your favorite trip so far? Your favorite ride?
That's when me and my best friends we biked all the way to Ternate,
Oh, okay.
Batangas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we went all the way to Batangas, and he said it's just 60 kilometers. And then it's like it's 60 kilometers one way. So I had to be like,
Because 60 sounds fine.
no,
60's like, I can do 60. You know what I mean?
I can't do 60. We can do chill, but no, we went up to the mountains. I'm
Ah,
like, why are we
jeez.
doing this? But then it was quite worth it.
What kind
I
of
think
bike do
that's
you
the
have?
most bike.
Yeah.
It's a gravel bike,
Mm,
so I generally I'm okay like riding trails and like road
right.
stuff, but I felt like I wanted to just buy a bike that can go anywhere or
Yeah.
like ride any. So I just went with that one.
I miss biking. I used to bike a lot. So, like,
Oh yeah,
yeah. We,
as a kid or like as
like,
a
I
adult.
think, no, my peak was like probably 5 years ago. Like, I had this,
Oh really?
yeah, yeah. Mountain biking, like,
What were
was a
you into,
thing.
man? Oh, you're a mountain biking.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
doing all the trails and stuff.
Yeah, and like now my family has a bike shop, so it's
Your
like
fam has a bike shop
yeah here in BF.
in
So
BF.
yeah, yeah.
Cool, man. I'll drop by. What's it called?
Switchback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me look for that.
Where do you hope to be in 10 years?
Oh man, I really wanna live in a different country for a while.
Oh,
I mean, I think I feel it extra now because I'm not necessarily happy where we are at the
yeah.
moment. But I mean, looking past that, I always did like exploring an adventure in a different place.
Yeah.
I miss traveling, man. I mean,
Oh,
I miss
same,
going to
same.
where everyone does. Dude, there's one just a few nights ago. I had a dream that I was uh, in Japan, and this old lady opened up her house like an Airbnb
Yeah,
for us. And
yeah.
I saw the light sort of just like seep in from behind us into the floor,
Mm.
and it looked so beautiful. And I literally
Ah.
cried like in my dream because I was like, "Oh no, I made it out! I'm outside!"
I bet, I bet.
Yeah, but in 10 years, hopefully, like I'll be in a different country for a while. So
Mm.
maybe before that.
What are you gonna do when this call ends?
Probably gonna go down. I'm at my fiance's like condo. I'm
Okay.
just like go down and eat some chocolate, man, and watch stuff. I don't. There's not much to do anymore.
Yeah. What does your fiance do?
She's a doctor. She's an
Oh
eye
wow,
doctor.
wow.
No, I know, right? She goes to the hospital nearby, so that's what she does. But she's also sort of a creative in a
Mm.
sense. She's like a I'd say like frustrated creative.
Okay, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. Fair.
those people who
Yeah.
ended up doing like law, like
No, 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 I get it completely. I get it completely. Like your
like
heart's in like
corporate shit.
your
But
heart wants
like
to do something creative.
they
Yeah.
write well. They have like an eye for things. Yeah, stuff like
What does
that.
she do the best?
As a creative
Yeah.
or like I think what she really likes is writing. I mean,
Mm,
she's always had that since before, but she's just a great writer.
right.
Uh, yeah, and I'm a fan of it. And it's funny because I'm more like of the visual side of it, but she like writes it, and sometimes we
That's
put it
nice.
all together.
Yeah. All right. Last few questions. What's your piece of advice for somebody who'd like to follow into your field of work or what you do?
I kind of want to rephrase that find what you love doing and just keep doing it. I
Okay.
mean it's somewhere along those lines, but I feel like that's been like overused,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and and by now it's been so misinterpreted.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like life is so short to overthink what other people think, and you kind of just lose your voice when you're trying to please everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's like if I just want to make some cool stuff and say some impactful stuff on the way, I just need to be true to that
Yeah.
and what I want to say and not care too much what other people will say. But if career wise, like being a director, just do it, man. There's no other way. I mean, you can't wait for something for like a pandemic to end for you to go to
Mm.
school. You can't wait for anything to be happy.
Yeah.
Like you gotta do it already.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Last few questions. What can we expect from you in the next few months to year?
So right now I'm in a film lab. I'm currently like developing a full length film
Oh.
for Cinemalaya. Hopefully, it's gonna come out in 2023. But
Mm-hmm.
what I really want to do, man, what I really want to make is this web series that I've been working on for like the past years. It's called The South. It's basically
Oh.
about Alabang.
All right. Let's go.
It's
For
basically Alabang.
some South representation in media.
Exactly. Exactly. And my hope for it is like it's gonna be a Netflix or an HBO show.
Wow.
Something like that. So I'm working on it. It's taking time and it's gonna take a while
Yeah.
to get people to get into it. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk to you about it because you're like a South creative,
Yeah.
and I feel
Yeah.
like we really need to grow our creative community as Southerners, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're like it's that's what I've always been wanting to do. and I feel like it's a lot about like growing up in the South, meeting and
Right.
figuring out who you are. A lot of
Yeah.
coming of age in Alabama.
And like what you said, like, and what we mentioned at the very start, we had to meet in the north just to find out that we're all from the south. Like that was so
I
weird.
know. Yeah, and we have our own little bubble. We have our own
Yeah.
little world, like
Yeah.
our own sort of references and even language.
Yeah.
It's our own thing. So I feel like that's what I'm fascinated about, and that's
That's
what I want
interesting.
to sort of create.
Mm. Yeah, hit me up anytime. I love that idea.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to like gather as much people or creatives
Yeah.
who are like into it to sort of help out, or at least spread the word
Right.
about it. So yeah, I'm releasing it in this podcast. Like we're announcing the
Yes,
South in
sir.
the future. I kind of changed the title. Before it was the South, then I sort of rebranded it, and it's called The Bum from Alabang or something like that.
Just make it way more specific.
I don't know. It kind of says a lot more about
Yeah,
the
it does. It does.
lifestyle.
It's not just a direction or a location. It says something about
Yeah.
it. All right. Where can people watch your work and where can people find you?
Um, Mostly Instagram. I'm not like a big social media person. I actually try not to be so like into it. But if anything like worthwhile to like throw out into the the random world online, I just put it up on Instagram. So yeah, at Captain Kevin.
Yeah. Where did that
Yeah.
come from anyway?
I don't know, man. It just rhymed. I have no good story. It just rhymed in my head. And then like some people call me Captain talaga. Like yeah, it's like my
Like, I
lolo
guess
was
that's my
an
name now.
admiral. Yeah, my lolo was an admiral. I guess I'm a captain.
All right.
I've been thinking of changing it, but whatever. Let's see what happens.
No, but that's funny because like a lot of times I ask people about their ads and they have like these like interesting stories of like how this nickname came about and all that stuff. So now that you say that it has no meaning, I'm like, oh, that's new. That's original.
It just rhymes, man.
All right. Anything else? Any thank yous that you want to say to anybody?
Yeah, man. No, thanks for everyone listening. Thanks for having me, man. I mean, this has been fun. I mean, I've been seeing your posts and your podcasts, and I'm glad I got to catch some of the episodes, and I'm glad I got the guest in it.
Yeah,
This
bro.
has been such a great conversation.
Again, you are a natural speaker. So if you ever decide to start that podcast of great ideas, please do it. I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know why you're gonna do it, but if you do it, I will listen to it because there might just be some really, really great ideas. All right, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on. I really, really appreciate you. Thanks, bro.
Hey, man, I really
That was fun.
I really enjoyed that.
That was fun.